Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. If you've only just joined us, today I've jumped on the Triumph Scrambler 400X. This is the first of 3 days I'll be riding this bike. I've already rode the KTM 390 Adventure. I've already been on the brand new Royal Enfield Himalayan 450, and now it's my turn on this beautiful Scrambler. Like always, we've got an early start. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Oh, we've got another over 400k to do today. It's going to get even hotter, they reckon, as we head further north. We're going to a place called Produtor. It's in the Andhra Pradesh region. So as we travel around India, we go through different states. This is the Tamil Nadu state. We're off to Andhra Pradesh, where the people change, the language changes, and it gets a bit hotter because of the contour of the country. It also gets a little bit lighter as we head north, which might help us with the loading up of the bikes first thing in the morning. So yeah, first time on the Triumph Scrambler 400X. And the first thing I've noticed when I've got on the bike is the seat is comfortable. After riding that KTM 390 Adventure for the last 3 days, I'm glad to get off it, I'll be honest. As much as it's been a very good bike, the seat is absolutely rock hard on that. How they can have an adventure bike with such a hard seat is beyond me. The whole purpose of an adventure bike is to have a bit of comfort, you know, have that correct riding position. But like I said in the earlier videos, that 390, it's a Duke with a dress on, really. So yeah, I like what Triumph has done with the bike. The looks look absolutely fantastic. Again, I was looking forward to riding all of these bikes. So I've got 3 days on this, and we're going to clock up a few miles for sure. I've been told we're going to get on some twisty mountain roads as well. The clutch is really light on it. It doesn't have the quick shifter like the KTM does. Little things like this morning, I was putting the tank bag on, and it's the only bike that's got a flatter tank. So with the tank bag, it sits really nice. Whereas on the KTM, the way the tank was shaped, even though the tank bag was strapped down nice and tight, it kind of just doesn't sit right on the bike, whereas it does on this one. We're into the madness of India already. The other thing I've noticed straight away with this bike as well, when you roll off that throttle, you get a nice little growl from the exhaust. It's got like the twin pipes on this one. I do think what Triumph have done with this bike just look pretty cool. I'm really glad they've introduced a lighter weight Scrambler to their collection. I wonder how Jimmy's getting on with the KTM this morning. He was having problems with the Scrambler. He's a shorter rider, he's 5'4", and he was saying the problems with the kickstand, and I totally get what he means. When I'm 5'9", I got on this bike this morning, although the KTM has got a seat height of 855, and I think this one's coming in at sort of 835 if I remember correctly. The side stand on it is really awkward. You have to lean the bike over to the right in order to get the stand down on the left. So if you are a shorter rider, it's virtually impossible. The only benefit of that, the bike is really upright, but I reckon on a windy day, you've got to be a little bit careful with that. The bike's a nice upright position. The tank feels wider this way, so you can't really tuck your knees in, but that's the point of the riding position on this bike. It's comfortable, very comfortable. I do like the ergonomics on it. Me personally, I might want to lift those handlebars just a little bit further forward. One thing it is, it's bloody quick. The throttle action on it is really smooth. Even if there's not as much vibration as the other two bikes when you get into the higher rev range on it. The Himalayan's looking good. Yeah, like this. Comfortable. How are you finding that? How's the seat? How's the... Yeah? Yeah? You must have a tougher arse than me. Yeah. Well, let's just have a quick look at the bike. I mean, credit due, it does look nice. Like I say, I think it's great they've introduced this lightweight bike to their fleet. I think this will be really good on the lanes, on the trails. But yeah, so far, just the quick run we've just done on the motorway, very comfortable. The suspension is working well. I was a bit concerned about these foot pegs. There's quite a bit of movement in them. I mean, I don't know how, you know, if you were to go and launch the bike, whether they would take a heavier person's weight, but they feel all right once you're riding. But there's a little bit of flex in them. We've nearly hit 100 kilometers already. We've been absolutely flying on these three bikes. The Triumph is holding up well. The suspension feels probably a little bit softer than the other two, although on the KTM you can dial in them front forks. Handling the road well, it's handling the bumps great. The brakes are good, although I do have to pull the lever in quite a bit to get it to stop, so whether that's just a case of bleeding the brakes. But the road surface has been quite bumpy, some broken roads in parts. Seems to be handling these speed bumps okay. It feels like you're on something bigger, to be honest. I don't know if that's because of the way you sat on the bike and it's wide, the tank's wide, but the power delivery is nice. You find with like the KTM I was riding, it kind of brings out the hooligan in you, and you end up just wanting to kind of thrash it everywhere, whereas this, I'm quite happy sitting in the higher gears. The bike tends to sit better between kind of 85 kph and about 110. After that you get a little bit battered by the wind. But if I just get on these brakes. Yeah, it looks like are we going to be stopping? No. Yes. The fuel lights come on already. We've still got 1 bar left, so I'm sure we're going to be fueling up soon. I mean, that is the advantage of this Himalayan here. It has got a decent sized tank on it. The range is pretty good. Yeah, you do have to be a little bit careful where you park this thing, just to kind of the way it sits. It's great for getting on because you can just step over, especially with the luggage. But yeah, if you're on a bit of a camber, it could quite easy go over. Just had a little bit of breakfast and a cup of coffee. The guys are on the chai.
That's the lotus flower I was telling you about. That's what's an Indian flag.
Yeah, is this the one that closes up overnight?
Yeah, it closes at night, opens during the day.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful flower.
It's the first day that I've been able to smell. It's the first day that I feel alright.
Cheers, thank you. This coffee is absolutely amazing. The Triumph, the build quality on it, I'm actually really impressed. All the switch gear and everything feels really good. Everything's laid out nicely. There's no overcomplicated electronics with these bikes. I think the dash suits the bike as well. The brakes work really well. The suspension's been handling the road really well. It's just been bouncing over the bumps. Just feel a little bit softer on the suspension than the Himalayan or the KTM, although the KTM can be dialed in on those front forks. It feels quick, but it doesn't. You don't feel like you need to ride it quick. I mean, fundamentally, it comes down to what type of riding you're going to be doing. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, nobody makes bad bikes anymore, so it all comes down to personal preference. And these are 3 fantastic bikes. I mean, this bike does feel light, and I think it'd be great. Hopefully we'll get to take it down some little trails and give it a little bit of an off-road test. I would say the Himalayan and the KTM definitely feel more nimble than the Triumph, although this one feels the lightest one.
So he's Ted Baker. He
I'm better now,
he
Simon.
had Ted Baker body wash and face cream.
Yeah.
And aftershave.
Well, I'm better now, Simon. So,
What about this?
get ready.
Dolce & Gabbana. He's a fucking fashion victim, eh?
So he's lost his gloves, he's got his tang bag on upside down, and he's even got his map upside down.
You know where you're going, you silly prick.
Chittor. So yeah, we're off to a place called Chittor. It's in Andhra Pradesh. Alex was just saying there's 2 Chittors. There's one in Tamil Nadu and there's one in Andhra Pradesh. So got to make sure you get the right one. Yeah, I do like the sound of this scrambler. Right, let's crack on. Right, we're just going to get some fuel. This one's a bit strange. I've not seen a setup like this. It's got like a little barrier for the motorbikes. I guess it stops people kind of pushing in like they do at the fuel stations. Maybe just figured out how to open the tank. Yeah, that's what you call full. That is full to the brim, and you kind of need it with this little Triumph. For the little tank, seems to be the fuel thirsty beast amongst the 3. Sure the time, let's just check the time. So yeah, nearly 20 past 8 in the morning, and just done 103 kilometers. So we're gonna probably go clock up another 100k, have another quick stop. But all 3 of these bikes are super easy to ride. You don't feel like you've got to muscle them about too much. There's just a nice amount of power off the throttle. I think the Himalayan and the KTM feel a bit lighter on the front, whereas this one feels that little bit heavier. I wouldn't say it's as nimble, but it's still light. It's still a light bike. I like the exhaust tone just as you drop off that throttle. It's got a nice little growl to it. Clutch and gearbox work together well. Nice and light, positive changes. The overtaking's nice and easy as well. Like I said, enough power there. In all the gears, it does pull nicely. The bits of broken road, it just glides over. And if you drop it down a couple of gears and open it up, wait for them revs to build up, it flies. Got a slightly different power delivery to the other 2 bikes, but I think it might be the quickest. But yeah, it stops well. Like I say, you got to pull that front brake in a little bit more than the others, but just come to a nice stop. Whoa, we got a bit of air then. You probably can't tell on camera, but when we're going over some of the broken road sections, it is a bit uneven. There's a few deep potholes, and the bike seems to be performing really well over them. We are in the back streets here. I think the KTM is probably going to be quicker 0 to 60, but I think the Triumph Scrambler has got the legs to overtake.
Al, where's your hydro pack? Fucking
Ooh, big pothole. I come up a bit quick. The sun is shining and that temperature is rising every time I come to a little stop. Whoa, every time I come to a little stop, you can feel the heat of the sun burning you. Just get up on the pegs. I think Triumph have got the standing position quite right. But just a quick stud up on the pegs there, and yeah, it feels comfortable standing up on this bike. So I'm pretty sure it would be great to do a bit of, you know, lightweight off-roading. Not quite so sure about the springiness in the foot pegs, but it doesn't seem to be causing me a problem as yet. Watch out for the little goats. There's loads of them around here. Oh, out the way, goat. So we've been going across the plateau in the Andhra Pradesh state. You just get these big lumps of rock in the background. So we're just starting to climb quite tight hairpin corners. And again, the Triumph just got the right amount of power to get up the quite steep mountain roads. So the brakes are really good as well. The back brake works well. But this is where the little Scrambler becomes a fun bike. Fantastic as you come winding down.
Carrying a guy out of a truck.
What, dead?
The truck's gone off the road. Fuck.
Oh.
He carried him out. I don't know whether he got out exactly, but he's dead.
Yeah, I just caught a glimpse, but just saw some locals just as we come to the bottom of the mountain there, carrying what we believe is a dead person out of a truck. Just looking for the hotel. Hope that ain't it. Just give me a chance to get on the pegs. Yeah, the standing up position's not bad. Are we here? Is this it? Yeah, it's pretty remote, this is, but it looks pretty lush in there. I'm guessing that's where we're going. Yeah, we are here. What's the temperature now?
41.
41 degrees. There you go, guys. We have arrived at the accommodation. Just have a quick look. Wow, look at this place. So there you go then, guys. We've done 433 kilometers today in up to 41 degrees of heat. The Triumph Scrambler 400 has performed very, very well. Super impressed with this bike, and make sure you catch me in the next episode. Still got 2 days left on this, and don't forget, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. Give us a like, and I'll see you in the next one.